Okay, guys, now I want to talk about visualize tab in OneFilter. Okay, that by using this tab, you are able for your listed and filtered objects, give it a color, for example. And this tab is right here after contains. And this tab also can be relevant to other tabs that we learned. Look, filter tab has a visualize right here, also in rules and sets and contains here. Okay, let me give you an example to understand the function of visualize. Okay, so look in this project, you see all columns in project except for these columns that you can see here. Their dimensions should be 40 to 40. Okay, so except for these ones. Okay, so if you are a model checker and you want to see that the columns are right, you can use this tab and this plugin. So I select this part of my project and I enter OneFilter, and in filter tab, and current selection should be activated. In the category structural columns, and I click on it and we can see the list here in the area that we selected. So in parameter type we choose type, and also we choose type name here, and here we choose does not equal, and in the search box we backspace does not equal 40 to 40. Here you see column type 1 40 centimeter in our selected area. Show the columns that does not equal this parameter, and I press filter, and as you can see there are 8 50 to 50 columns and 10 30 to 30, and I select them and see these columns here that have problems. Okay, if I return to plugin, this visualize here, how can we use it here? For example, if I click it here, here you can see in this environment, here is structural columns, your selected categories here, and here based on what parameter you want to color these columns. For example, based on categories. So our list is one category here. Alright, there are all columns, so it colored the columns, and if I apply columns here, apply colors. Okay, here you see columns, it changed the color of columns that has problems, and as a model checker you can send it back to the guy who made this. Okay, so I reset this here and close this, and here I press Ctrl Z. So in this project, if I want to give you another example, in contains tab I enter OneFilter. Let me enter the plan of the first floor. Okay, right, the first floor. So Okay, as you can see here, rooms are sorted here. And we want to color some elements here. For example, all elements here in the living room, make them red or green, for example. So we enter one filter plugin, and this time in Contains tab, and we choose all categories, and here we choose rooms. So for example, we choose this living room 104, so we choose it here in the list, and we press find here. So we have these category of elements here in the list. So I want to color these elements and give them a significant color, and we press visualize here, and there is an error. Okay, so there is a point here that two-dimensional elements cannot be colored, so we cannot color them in visualize tab. So here in see report tab, that give you a report in Excel that you can see what. So we close it because we don't need it. So these categories are available in our project. So based on what parameter we want to color them. For example, we choose category, and here you see, so it gives us a color for each category here, as you see here. And there is a question here: if we want to give all categories only one color, for example, all of them green or yellow, what should we do? So we should choose a parameter that you didn't give it a value. For example, image. You see, all of them are red. Why? Because in all of these categories and families, image isn't modified, so they're kind of one category here. Okay, so if I apply color here, okay, so you see here the elements in this room, as you can see, they become red. Look, attachments and furniture. Okay, and I have a question. I go to 3D view. Look, in 3D view, our furniture was here. Okay, see, they become red in plan, but they aren't colored in 3D. So I return by using apply to views. You can choose the view that in that the objects get color, and I choose 3D. Okay, and if I return here, you can see the elements that were colored in plan now are colored in 3D. You can see here in picture. Okay, now if you want to see it better, here you select the list and isolate it, and you return. You can see here, you can see the elements in 3D that are colored. Very nice. Okay, so now we've done this, and how can we return to normal? There is an reset override that if you click, there is an option current view or multiple views. So in what view we want to reset? So we choose multiple views. So if you remember, that was the first floor. level 1. So here we choose it and reset override. Okay, so you see that the colors are removed, and in this view you can see also that removed. Okay, so here the plugin choose this color for us. If we want to change it, what should we do? There is an option here, randomize, that if you click on it, it will change the color. See, for example, green. If I apply to color here, and okay, so here you see that the elements are green. Okay, so this time we reset the current view. Okay, so we are done here, and I reset this one too. So here you understood that these tabs, there was the visualize option here that that can be very useful. And here in rules and set, for example, we can filter a list and color the elements that are in the list. And now if for example, in our structural project that we have here, we got a challenge, for example, these columns here, based on the mass that are located on them. You know, as we go up, the mass is lower, is lesser. How can we color them based on this? For example, here we color them red, that has greater amount of mass. And as we go upper, it turns to green, for example. Okay, so what we do here, so we enter one filter, and in visualize tab, in last examples, you saw that visualize tab was dependent to other tabs, but in this example you can see this tab independent. So now we choose structural columns, we click on that, and based on base level, you know, as columns are upper, their base level is changing. So I click on that, and based on base level, it change the colors and give them a significant color. You can see that ones have same colors are in a base level. I want to give them a color spectrum, so I click on a gradient color, and it starts from blue and goes to orange. And there is 3 different gradients by default. And if I click on the second one, it starts from green to red. And if I press the third one, it will start from pink to yellow. Okay, and here I choose the second one, from green to red. Okay, and if you press parameter value, it will reverse the list. So here you see this column level 02, that is in the up, and as we come down, it will turn to red, that has greater mass on them. And as we come down and down, here in the level of 06, it turned to 9. There's a mistake here, so we should correct it. And there's a technique here for you to change the color. Now here our level 9, that is our lower floor, should be dark red like this. And our seventh floor should be changed with our ninth floor. Okay, so here we right click here, and I choose colorize highlighted elements. Here our applied color is red. If I open this, we should choose our color. Here I click on this and hold this. Our number 7 should change the color to our number 9. And I unhold our click and apply. So our color spectrum is corrected now. You see here in the list, okay, you see level by level the color would change. Our number 9 should be changed. So I right click on this and colorize highlight and apply. And I change it to dark red. Okay, something like this, and then apply. And this one too. Right click, colorize, and here I can use this one because I want the same color. And I unhold here and then apply. So you can see the list, the bottom of the list is green, and as we come lower it turns to red, as you see. And I press apply colors here. Okay, now see, based on the amount of mass that are on our columns, we colored them. Our lowest column is dark red, and as we go upper it turns to green. Okay, and it can be a good and useful job that we done it here. Okay, so impressive. Okay, that I showed you. Okay, I reset this and I turn it back to primitive mode. Okay, and I turn the columns to the default mode. Okay, current view. Okay, you see here that columns are back to their default. So in the first example, I told you columns in this part of project are 40 to 40. So we colored the columns that aren't in this size. Okay, and that was the first thing that we learned. Okay, so now to review what we learned before in last sessions, these columns that are wrongly modeled here, okay, these columns that are wrongly repeated here, if we want to correct and change them, we should we select all the columns here, and in one filter plugin, and in filter tab we choose we click on structural columns. So you see in current selection we can see these type of column, their count is 206, and these two are incorrect, and 18 of them are here in project, and we should change them to 40 to 40. So here we choose type, and here we choose type name. So, and here we choose does not equal, and in search box we backspace, okay, columns that does not equal 40 to 40s. And if we press filter, we can see 18 of them. In last example, we press visualize and color them. And if we want to correct them here, we select here and we change its type here, 40 to 40. Okay, now there isn't any incorrect column in project. Okay, and that's it. Okay, and now I want to give you another example. Here is another project here, and I enter one filter plugin. Okay, in the visualize tab, I choose the category of Windows, and based of the parameter of frames that we in Revit we call it seal height, right? Based on this parameter, color them. You see windows with the seal height 8 are colored blue, 81 another color, and 9 another one. And if I apply color here, okay, so look here, the blue ones are 80 and the green one is 90, and the 81 ones are gray that I cannot find. So as you see, we colored our windows based on this parameter, and now we want to make a list here that the blue windows have these features and the green ones have this feature. But how can we do this? Here we have this option, create legend. If I click on it, here you can, and we name it Win, short for Windows. And I do not click this to see the difference. And click apply, it gives you a legend list. If I click on this, you can see blue windows have a seal height of 80, gray ones is 81, and green is 90. So now if we here, so let me Control Z here to clear this, and let me enter one filter in visualize tab, Windows category, and here seal height. Okay, here if I click itemize here, it gives you a list based on the list here. It gives you numbers and parameter value, type name, family name, and category. Here we can control them. For example, we remove category and family. Okay, and we name it Win again, and create. Okay, and we enter legend, and you can see here, you can see type name, parameter, count, and colors. You see, for example, this window with this seal height, and there are 18 of them, and they are blue. So this can be very useful for us. So okay, for two dimension objects, remember you cannot color them, right? And also remember that colors that you give to objects have effects in the graphic of the object, not in their material.